Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar bulls were once again knocked off the path as its rival, the US dollar, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of six major currencies, returned and was relatively firm as it now reaches its objective of 104 and closed or settled in New York at 103.95. Meanwhile, US Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is set to deliver a speech from Jackson Hole in Wyoming, which may come across as more of a neutral tone to his audience. The retreat kicked off on Thursday and runs on to Saturday, given that the overnight price action was relatively whipsawed and also the giving back rather quickly to the downside. Now looks back towards that key level, which is seen around 63.5 to 63.70. I do anticipate another bullish response from there. However, taking this level out would expose another 100 points to around 62.80 as an initial target. But as I mentioned, I feel that with the dollar index reaching its top side objective, 104, and also back to the bottom side of the range, and you'll notice some of these markets have reached their objectives or back to the bottom side or top side of the range, could see some corrections coming as we move forward. Now nearly at its objective for euro at 107.75.85, the technicals are still showing a slight bullish divergence and therefore could see a bounce relatively soon. As I mentioned, the dollar reaching its 104 objective and the euro now, which is weighted at 57.6%, that is, could see a bounce and therefore corrections from both the euro and the US dollar. Dollar yen was also corrected off that key level, which was at 144.60. And from there, the market is now looking back to that top side area of 146.60.70. A break there would give further scope to the upside and possibly up towards 150. But before we get too bullish, let's see if we do get the break, because there is a bit of divergence here and may see another rejection after 4 attempts to actually find a base back to that 144.60 and could be repeated again. Sterling fell heavily overnight and now crushing the level of 126.20.30 and exposed the next target, which is around 125 figure to figure 5, and now also negating the topside target of 127.80 to 128.20. Gold, as the rest of the markets are all whipsawed, was steady as it holds around 1,915. I feel though that with the doji that's in place here, could see another failed upside attempt anywhere towards 18 to 26 and back away from there and look back towards the bottom side, which is still holding around 1,850.70. And wrapping up with oil, well, the market was a little bit whipsawed as it did take a brief look to the downside and rejected, and now back on track for a challenge towards that top side area anywhere towards 80.80 to 82.40.60. Still respecting this level as a base at 77.30. Well, that's a wrap for the week. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intro report. I hope you enjoy the great start to the new weekend.